King 4000 Final Project by Robert Seri. Deep hunger. So I want to be able to give back and help others, and I found that this quote was fitting for this. It is possible to be alienated from our work only if we first imagine that we were to find in it a high degree of personal fulfillment. And this means to me that finding the personal fulfillment of money or success or the name, and that it just isn't what it is about. You can lose the fact of what you're doing as a work and your job if you're not truly there for what your job is and being able to help others or make a difference, whatever it may be. Also, volunteering at the RAM clinic really opened my eyes to how grateful the less fortunate are when giving back and just being able to make a difference in somebody's life and how much that meant to them in that moment. And throughout my life, I've had a passion for helping others, and I want to continue my education and attend PA school after I graduate. And I found a quote that fitted with this. In the Depression, a lot of people lost their lives, and this was meant that when they lost their work, they had no life, and that they didn't have any other meaning other than working. And sometimes we get caught up in our job, and it becomes our life. But we can't allow that to happen. We have to remember and go back to our heart and why we're doing it and be the person for that. And don't allow the work to overwhelm us and encapsulate our entire life, but have a life, enjoy your life, but ultimately do the things that your heart desires you to do. So future problems that I may develop in my vocation. One problem I may encounter is getting into PA school. I have to get in first to attend PA school and become a PA. Another possible problem I may have is burnout. Some PAs face burnout due to the fact that they work some rigorous hours and they're on call. And this can be rough, having to leave family events from loved ones or holiday events with families, and you have to get up and go because your work is calling you due to the fact that you're on call. And a lot of PAs struggle with this. Some solutions: virtue, vocation, and authenticity all play a part in helping me with my future problems. Always doing the right thing will allow me to be there for the patient and keep the patient first. So be morally concerned about the patient and do what's right for them versus what's right for me or what I can do to make the most money. Remember why I chose to become a PA and my love for giving back and my want of that vocation, and to remember why at heart I'm doing my job that I'm doing. And authenticity, just being myself, to be able to connect with my patients and really build a relationship and allow us to be trustworthy of each other, and that way we can get to a treatment method and we can stay on top of things, and that way they'll be forthcoming with me and tell me exactly what's going on, and I can help them to the best of my ability. Some transformative experience I've experienced at King. Freshman year, I failed a chemistry test, and it just realized that I had to change the way I studied. And a quote that I found that kind of went with this was, "You cannot adjust to change unless you can recognize some analogy between your old situation and your new situation." And it just kind of resonated with me in this situation, because when you're struggling in a class, you have to change something. You can't just keep doing it over and over. That's the definition of insanity. And I realized that when I failed this test, and that I had to change that. And that's the same with being with a patient. At the end of the day, if something's not working for that treatment method, you have to change it. You can't just keep doing it over and over and over again. Volunteering at the RAM clinic was also a transformative experience. It really opened my eyes and made me realize how special it is to give something back to somebody in their life, and the fact that you can just touch their heart with being able to do certain small things that others don't get to see behind the scenes and things like that. And that experience really allowed me to push forward and realize my want to be able to give back and help others that may not be as fortunate. Also, working as a CNA, my summer going into my senior year, this experience was really special to me as I was able to build close relationships to my patients. I worked in memory care, and most of them would forget who I was day-to-day basis. However, some of them could remember me, and they really wished me well, and like they hated to see me go, and they were really upset. And this just showed me that I can build relationships with anybody, and just that kind of push made me want to realize that I do want to be a PA, and I'm going to keep going, and nothing can stop me. So what is a meaningful life at the end of the day? Meaningful life to me deals with the impact I can make on others' lives. Also, living a meaningful life is bigger than me, where I have made a difference and given it my all in everything I do. And just being able to touch somebody else's heart and not making it about myself. Being able to change somebody's life because I helped them get back on track or because I helped treat an issue that they had going on, whatever it may be. Just finding a way to do something for somebody else and not taking myself and making myself the number one priority. And for Dr. Laura Ong and I, we kind of discussed what a meaningful life was, and just kind of we discussed is really giving back and finding a way to give back to others and be selfless. And for her, she said a meaningful life was fulfilling her religious beliefs and being able to make a difference in her students' lives. This allows her students to go on and be very successful after leaving King University. And we discussed taking a gap year after I graduate to give myself better options for PA school. She also reminded me there is no timetable and I do not need to rush my life away, and that I will have many options and the right opportunity will come. And this just made me remind myself that things come to us as we're ready for them, and God always has a plan. So don't just jump to conclusions, but take it one day at a time and always live life to the fullest.